Hey y'all, this is Jennifer at Southern Junk Chic. I don't know, I tried to go live a minute ago and I don't know what happened. My phone would not turn the right way. So, um, this month, the month of May, I'm going live every Thursday at 2 o'clock Central Time and making some sort of project. And today I will be making this cute little tag shelf sitter. I already made the truck, so I'm going to be making a different design, but I'll be doing something like that. So, to celebrate, and so you get something too, one lucky viewer will get whatever completed project that I have. So, what I'm going to do is I'll wait 24 hours, and for every viewer that makes a comment, I'm going to put all of those names into one of those random picker things that you get online and choose one winner, and whoever the winner is will get to take home whatever the project is for that Thursday for the month of May. So today I wanted to show you how to make, hey Anita, I'm going to be making this little truck. Well, I'm already made it. I'm gonna make a couple of other signs, but I'm gonna show you how I made this and how easy it is. I don't know if you've ever tried to make a sign before with a stencil, but it's super easy to me and it's fun. It's a quick, easy project. So what you need, of course, is your stencil. And if you don't have your own Cricut or vinyl cutter, you can buy a stencil. They have all kinds of stuff at Hobby Lobby, or you can buy it on Etsy, where they have the one-time use stencils already created for sale. I don't know if you can see. This is the truck stencil. So I was going to show you literally the hardest part in when you make your own stencil is the weeding part, and that's where you pick everything out, so you can put the stencil down where you pick all of the inside of your stencil out. So I'm going to be making this lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade sign, and I'm going to be making this salt in the air and sand in my hair. So I'm going to make that one. And then another one is the beach is calling and I must go. So I'm going to show you how to make these three signs. So if you're watching the replay or if you're joining a little late, I was going to say I'm going to give away your choice, whatever one project that I make today. And I'm going to do that every Thursday. So whatever project I make, one lucky viewer who comments, I'm going to go through all the commenters and I'm going to let it go for 24 hours so that way people who can't join live, they can watch the replay. So all you have to do is comment. You can just say hello, hi, whatever, or where you're from. Do something like that, and then I'm going to enter all of those names into a random picker, and then I will contact that person, get your address, mail you your free project, whatever it is. And you can choose. This is so cute, and it was so quick and easy. So that's what I'm going to do with the projects. So I'm going to turn you down so you can watch what I'm doing. So literally you need your stencil and whatever surface. And I made these. I don't know if you can buy pre-made ones at Hobby Lobby, but I say my dad helped me make these. So it just took a 1x6 lumber from Lowe's. And if you have a miter saw and a drill press. This was the hardest part in making these, was the drill press, because it was just not something that I'm used to, and it was a bigger piece of wood. So, all right, let me turn you down so you can watch what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, so how's that? Let me see if I can. One day I will get better at this. Okay, so I'm going to paint this surface real quick just to show you. I'm going to do, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. And on this surface for the truck, and again, y'all remember, everything's going to look backwards because I have an Android phone and they haven't yet, done this thing where we can flip it like iPhones and everything as a mirror image, so it'll look backwards, but it's not in real life. So I painted this with all Dixie Belle Paints, and this background color is buttercream, and the truck color is, what is it? I think it's Dixie Belle Blue. No, it is no, that's Dixie Belle Blue. And this, I didn't have, I'm out of yellow, so I used just a color match that I got. And then this is our kudzu green. So that is the colors I chose for this. And you can see it's got pretty good detail. It's, you know, I'm also a Chalk Couture retailer, and I do love my Chalk Couture transfers because you get super, super detail. But if you have stencils, you know, you can make the detail too. So I just used a sponge brush just because it was handy. You can use a paintbrush, whatever. But when you're creating your own stencils out of vinyl, you just want to make sure your surface is really good and dry, or it'll pull up that paint that you have on the background. You can stain it too if you want to. I've seen that done. It looks really good. So this is just how, I'm just kind of showing you the process, the steps that I did to create this one. So you don't want to put on a thick layer. You know, it's always better to add more layers than one thick layer. If you do a thick layer, it's probably going to crackle, which is not a bad thing, but just depends on the look that you want. And then you, if you don't want to wait on it to air dry, you can dry it with a hair dryer. I did that today. So, and then I just get the front done, and then when I get my stencil painted and everything, then I go back and do the back of it. Or that's what I'm doing for today. But really, you just want this so you can get your stencil done. So that's it. That's simple. And I'm going to put this aside and let it dry, because I have one that I already painted that has dried. I'm going to use it, but I'm going to zoom in and show you how I weeded it, just so you'll, you know, if you haven't done it before, I won't do the whole thing, but just to show you how it's done. I think you'll be able to see it. Let me see. So you will need either this dental tool or some tweezers. You can use your makeup tweezers, and these you can get, you know, at Walmart or whatever. Or I know I've gotten some at the pet store, because, you know, people clean their dog's teeth. Also, my Moose will not let me clean his teeth, so I used to do my previous one, Chloe's. So that's all you do. You just pick the letters out, because I want to put this on top of my wooden block and be able to paint into my stencil. So it's that easy. You just pick it. Sometimes the more you do it, you learn which side of the end to start on, because you'll get a little bit of pull up, especially on this side. And on cursive letters like the E's, that sometimes is challenging if they have a middle. I'll go over here to the hello. So see, like the L, you'll get, you might have to hold down that space in the middle. The loop of the L, it's not working with me. It's because it's live. There we go. Well, and then you can always reposition it if it comes up, because that's happened, like this just did. So that's it. That's how you weed. It's very tedious, because you just have to sit here and pick, but you get so used to it, you can just kind of zone out and pick. I say pick, it's called weeding. I don't know who came up with that term, but so that's it. That's what you do. Let me zoom you back out. I'll put this aside. So that's what I did on this lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade one. So now I'm going to show you how to transfer it onto your surface. You'll need your transfer tape. And this is the same piece I used when I created this, so you can reuse your transfer tape as long as it's still sticky. So you put it on top of, and this is a one-time use stencil, so don't worry about saving it. And so this is kind of, you get all your air bubbles and smooth it out, get all your wrinkles out, make sure it adheres, flip it over, and then you're going to pull off the backing that comes on this stencil. And then sometimes you have to watch it. If you have, you might get a piece that sticks on here, and that's okay. Just like that. You use your tweezers, or you can do, rub it again and see. And if it won't stick, use your tweezers. And pick it off, and then just lay it back down. That simple. There you go. And then you just throw your backing away. And then you're ready to position it onto your surface. And so this is kind of where you have to eyeball it, make sure it's, so you can pull it up. Again, it's not like once it's stuck, it's done. But just kind of eyeball. I know I'm going to put a ribbon up here, so I'm going to move mine a little bit further down than I would normally. So kind of, there we go. So then take your squeegee, and you want to make sure your blue one-time use stencil, or if you're putting your stencil down, you may want to spray it with a spray adhesive if it's something detailed. Alright, I'm going to save that for one more use. And then I sometimes go back over this just to make sure everything is stuck on there. And I'm going to do just like I did. Well, I haven't. Alright. I thought I might do this lettering in black, the leaves in green, and of course the lemon in yellow. Just to make, I wanted to do black to make it pop on this background. So, let's see. And I didn't, well, on the truck earlier when I did the sun, I used this paintbrush. But you can use those makeup wedges, or you can use your sponge brush, whatever you have. Doesn't matter. So I just kind of paint. You have your stencil on there really good, so it's normally not going to bleed through. So I'm going to say that because, and then this is so close to the other colors, I like to use this paintbrush to get more to the smaller areas. And then you can go over it a second time, you know, go over lightly, and then put a second layer on that. That is what I'm going to do. I had used this sponge brush on the truck, so I'm going to try it. I might need to get a paintbrush. Let me zoom in. because I don't know how close I can get without blending the colors. Maybe I can. And I'm gonna, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna sand this with a sanding sponge to make it look a little distressed. So the yellow color that I used was a color match that I just got at Home Depot, but this green is Dixie Belle's Kudzu. I really like it because it's a real light, nice summer green. Okay, and then I kind of go back over it just to smooth it out. So now I can't decide. I think I'm going to do this black just because I want it to pop. I know I said that before, but I was rethinking, like, should I do yellow? I don't know. But we're going to try black and see how it looks. And if I absolutely do not like it, I can sand it all off and start over. That's the good thing when you're working on your own projects. Oops. Oh, I did the flea market this past weekend. Our weather in Nashville was fabulous. It was great, but man, that flea market was a lot of work. And no matter how much sunscreen, I put on a lot of sunscreen, and I still got sunburned, and I got fever blisters. I don't know about you, but whenever I get sunburned, I get fever blisters. But this time they were in the middle of my lip, so it looks like I got a good little Botox injection. So that wasn't too bad, but it was a lot of work. I was pleased with what I sold, but I took too much stuff. If I do it again, I will not take the amount of smalls that I did. And you can see from my videos and pictures how much stuff I took. My friend CJ and I did it, and she brought almost as much stuff as I did, and it was just a lot of stuff, and it was dusty, so everything got dirty just from the wind blowing because it was super windy. But oh, you couldn't ask for better weather. It was perfect. Okay, I am going to hit this with the hair dryer. I don't think I need to come back and touch anything up. But you want to make sure you totally dry this. It's just easier if you totally dry it before you peel your stencil off. So I'm going to give me a second to dry this, and then I will come back and you can watch what it looks like. I think this is pretty dry, So I am going to, oops, well, that's an extra little piece on my stencil. I hope the black didn't bleed. That's my only concern. Because my paint was a little thick, so I had to water it down some. But you can see when you pull this off, you have to sometimes still go back and pull off the sections that didn't come out. So that is totally normal. Try this way. And be careful though when you are weeding. You don't want to scratch too hard or you will scratch your paint off that you used for your surface. So I did that on the truck, but I distressed it so it's not noticeable. So, let's see. Alright, trying to... There you go. I like using the tweezers, but I'm getting used to using this little dental tool. It's handy dandy. And you'll get these little pieces stuck on you. That's just part of it. Part of the fun. Uh-oh. I haven't made this lemonade one before, so I don't know how this middle part's gonna look. Oh, that looks cute. I think it would maybe have looked better if I did a darker, like if I did black, and then I could do this, the lemonade and everything else in yellow and green. Whoops. There we go. Okay, and I have the... All right, there we go. And I can see it's more over, so it's not exactly centered, but that is okay. I think maybe most people won't notice. So, hey, thanks, Jessica. All right, so for this, I was gonna put something like I did on the truck, and this is just a tool. Sorry, that people make those tulle skirts out of, and I just I'll show you how I did this, but super easy. I just happened to have some that matched the same color, but I didn't have any yellow because yellow and reds are my least favorite colors, but I had this ribbon, so I thought I would try it and see. Just make a little bow up here. not going to permanently put this on here yet because I still need to paint the back. But there you go. Isn't that so cute? That would look great sitting on in your kitchen, on the counter, because it's a shelf sitter. It'll sit by itself. So this is the exact same process that I used to make the truck. It's just positioned a different way. So I love how easy those are to make with the one-time use stencils. So I'm going to move this over, and now I'm going to work on the salt in the hair and sand in my, salt in the air and sand in my hair. So I've already weeded this and stuck it to my surface, and I painted these a long time ago, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to put on it, and then I found this stencil, and I'm like, oh, that's it. That's what I want to do. Oops. And you can see we're getting some that are wanting to stick. Oops. Come on. May have to go back and, oh, it's okay. And someone on my last video said it's good to do this at an angle. It helps. And I found that is true. I have learned it's always good to go opposite the grain when you're pulling it off. And that helps to your paint to adhere also. So there we go. Let's see. I'm just going to go back over this. Let's see. Make sure everything's stuck. And with this, I'm just going to use the buttercream. Or was I? I think so, because this color is so dark. Well, let's see. And I think it's vintage duck egg, and then I did some, I don't know what color. I think I put a brown glaze on it. So I'm just going to use my buttercream and go over. It's all, I almost made it too big for this board. I'm still learning how to measure the get the stencil size as big as you can to cover most of your surface. And then this was already, you know, I just had it. It was, I'm sure, I think I got it at a yard sale. So I don't even, it's 9 inches this way. I don't know how wide. It may be 5 inches wide. Uh-oh, I may get some bleeding right there. And I'm going to distress this too, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting a second coat. So, let's see. Okay, well, I'm going to blow dry this real quick, so give me a minute and we'll do the big reveal. Take the stencil off. Okay, so this was Dixie Belle Buttercream. I'm gonna pull the stencil off. Let's see a little bit. just, oh, that's a little bit wet, so I'm going to dry that. So then you just have to weed out the parts that didn't pull out with when you ripped it off. There you go. And it's usually the letters that have a middle, a loopy section, like the L's and the A's and the E's. Pulled up some of the paint. Okay, there you go. And of course it's going to look backwards because I have an Android phone, salt in the air, and sand in my hair. So that's one of the projects, and I'm going to, it's still a little wet right here, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to distress it some. So that is that project. One last one. This one is The Beach is Calling and I Must Go. So I was going to show you how I pulled the tape off, but I've already done that on the other ones. So I'm just going to peel this off. Oops. I'm getting some of those loopy letters will want to pull up on you, so you just have to be careful and know you can put them back down, so it is no problem. Reposition them. Okay, and I'm just going to take my squeegee, go back over this, and make sure that all of the edges are adhered really good so you don't get any bleeding of your paint that you do. But if you use the makeup sponges, those are the easiest. I have bought 2 bags and I refuse to buy any more, but I can't find where that I put them. So does that ever happen to y'all? Do you put stuff up and then you're like, okay, where did I put it? So I'm not buying. And this one I'm gonna do Pure Ocean because it's a little bit lighter background, so I think that'll look good. I think I'm out of shoot, let me get another sponge. I don't have one, so I'm going to try this. We'll see. We'll see how this works. Brush is so much faster, but you have a better chance of getting bleeding under your stencil. So that is the one big drawback. But I sure like it because you can control so much better where it goes. Okay, well that is it. Oops. So let me go dry this real quick with the hair dryer. And you can see how fast Dixie Belle Paints dry. They're a chalk mineral paint. Dries super fast. I'll set these here so you can look at these while I'm at the blow dryer. Okay, I think it's dry. I put the paint on a little too thick right here in the middle. And I don't know if you can see it. Right here I'm getting a little crackle. And that's okay because I like to distress my stuff. So just be aware of that if you don't want any crackle and you want it to be perfect. But I'm going to go over this with a sanding sponge. And I say that sanding sponge, it's a little piece of sandpaper, fine grit sandpaper, and distress it. Oh, see, it was too thick right there, so it pulled some of the paint. I can go back and touch that up. So that is your drawback when you use a paintbrush versus a sponge. You just get a little, sometimes you'll get bleeding, or the paint will dry too thick and it will pull it off. You can see on the eye down here at the bottom. Wow, this is really super sticking. There we go. So this is tedious, not the super fun part, but it's so fun to create your own sign and make whatever you want, or for me, make it to resell. Quick and easy. If I could just whip out 50 of these, I would be set for a while. So just wanted to remind you, if you're watching the replay or if you were late joining, because it is my birthday month this month, yay! I am sharing the love with you guys. So I'm going to put everybody's name that comments into a random picker and pick one person on each Thursday that I do a project for the month of May, and they get to choose which of the completed projects that they would like to have, and I will mail it to them for free. So if you want it, just make a comment, and I'm going to leave it up for 24 hours, or the contest, well, not contest, I can't call it that, the open time for 24 hours, so that will let the people who are watching the replay be able to join. So let me get a teeny tiny paintbrush and fix that eye. If I can, I might make it worse. But I'm also going to sand this, so I don't think it'll make a difference, but this is letting you know what you can do if you get a letter or part of your letter pulls up. So there we go. I'm going to distress it and maybe add some of the buttercream on here to make it look more like a weathered piece of wood. Let me back this out. So I love this. I'm ready for the beach. I haven't had some beach time in a while. Hey, thanks for joining. Hey, Amy. So here's one of the projects. Oh, let me lay them all out. Let me cover up my paints. And that was Dixie Belle Pure Ocean that I used on this one. So it says, the beach is calling and I must go. That was one of them. And then the other one was salt in the air, sand in my hair. And I'm going to wait and sand that, give it a little more dry time because I can see the edges are a little thick. So that is one. And then the fresh squeezed lemonade, that's another. And the Hello Sunshine truck. So those are the projects that you have to choose from. Thanks for watching today. I'm gonna give the replay watchers 24 hours to also make a comment. So if you make a comment, you're automatically tossed into the viewer pile that gets an option to pick which one of these that they would like. I might glue some shells on these just to fancy them up. They look a little plain compared to these. But that's it. Thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed my birthday, my first Thursday birthday of projects. And I will be doing this every Thursday. So whatever project that I complete, I will do the same thing and put whoever comments into a drawing, so you could win more than one. So I think next week I might do a pillow, because that was really fun doing the color wash pillow and then stenciling on that. If you saw my video from last week, I think it was last week, I did the Nashville color wash pillow. So that was fun. So happy birthday month to you from me. So good luck, and I hope that you are the lucky person who gets to share with me. So you get to pick your choice of, I'll take a picture of them all together. So when I do the drawing tomorrow, and I'll post that on Facebook. So happy Thursday, y'all. Thanks for watching.